CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Evan Kenny.
Good evening. Edmonton City Council is debating new ways to make city streets safer without breaking the bank. The Urban Planning Committee is considering two options for its safe mobility strategy. One keeps things as is with targeted improvements at high-risk spots. The other increases the efforts of all programs, which would also increase the budget. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Traffic safety is one of the biggest concerns we hear about from Edmontonians.
As city staff say the severity of crashes on Edmonton streets is increasing, council is approaching a fork in the road for Edmonton's safe mobility strategy. The decision of which direction to take will come down to money.
One of the things I'm hearing from my constituent too is modesty, right? Like, what can we do given the constraint that we have? However, I also think traffic safety is a bit of a life and death situation.
Option 1 maintains the current budget level, is consistent with current service, and would cost $74 million. Option 2 would cover a comprehensive citywide safety strategy and would cost twice as much.
This is going to be a budget discussion, of course, but for me, I'd like to see option 2.
Personally, I think strategy 2. I think we are all paying more for dangerous driving, and our car insurance is incredibly expensive.
Ideally, I would love to see option 2 prioritized. I think it aligns with a lot of the priorities, but I feel like we need to kind of think about it in the context of everything else.
Councillors say the province's prohibition of photo radar is a major roadblock, as money from automatic enforcement could help pay for the safety strategy.
The taxpayers getting double dinged because of bad behavior and bad judgment on the part of the provincial government.
Other ideas considered include creating no-vehicle roads around schools during peak pickup and drop-off times, infrastructure improvements, and ways to crack down on drivers who shortcut through neighborhoods. Council has asked city administration to prepare reports on the two strategies, keeping both options on the table for consideration during the 2027-2030 budget discussions.
Keep that cost manageable for Edmontonians. But again, safe mobility is a foundational part of building a safer Edmonton. So for me, this does rise to a fairly high priority when we talk about budgetary asks.
A spokesperson for the Transportation Ministry says the province has no plans to expand photo radar beyond the current framework. They also say the City of Edmonton has applied for some photo radar exemptions, which will be reviewed as soon as possible. The city also spoke today about parking. It has agreed to keep the 15-minute free parking, but it comes at a cost. Parking rates will have to go up. They're also asking city staff to look at the possibility of increasing parking fines in some cases. The city says it should be business as usual when Edmonton Transit begins running the Valley Line Southeast. Transed currently operates the 27-kilometer LRT line between downtown and Millwoods. The city manager says while Transed has done a great job, allowing Edmonton Transit to run the line will cost taxpayers less. He could not say how much money the city will save. The city's transit director says ETS will explore more ways to merge the line with the city's existing transit system.
We have opportunities to make sure that it's very consistent, well integrated. We know a lot of people do link trips between bus and LRT. So again, it's about improving that experience for riders so they have a seamless, really easy to navigate transit journey with us.
Construction on the Valley Line West LRT between West Edmonton Mall and downtown is expected to be finished in 2028. The city's goal is to have ETS running the entire Valley Line by then. Several people were injured in a crash between an ambulance and a farm sprayer on a rural highway near Calgary. It happened earlier this afternoon near the intersection of Highway 9 and Range Road 254 east of Bicycle. RCMP say the ambulance had its emergency equipment activated. The patient from the ambulance was airlifted to hospital by Stars Air Ambulance in critical condition. 2 EMS workers were taken to hospital by another ground ambulance. Both have serious injuries but are in stable condition. Police say one paramedic was driving the ambulance while the other was tending to the patient. No injuries are reported to the farm equipment operator. A new pipeline to the West Coast will be a big topic of discussion at the Global Energy Show in Calgary. The federal Natural Resources Minister says there's movement on the MOU with Alberta. However, some other key event speakers say not so fast. CTV's Tim Brook explains.
Thousands were on hand Tuesday for day one of the three-day Global Energy Show. It's a full schedule, but one topic still rose above the rest.
We are now charting a path forward on other elements of the MOU. The Pathways Project, and yes, a 1 million barrel per day new pipeline for access to Asian markets.
It's just 3 weeks until Alberta's pipeline application is due with the Major Projects Office. Last week, 5 potential routes were leaked, but beyond that, details on the proposal are still limited. Alberta's premier is confident she'll have one route ready to go by the deadline.
When you look at the MOU, there were specific dates that were put in there to give that indicator to industry that the federal government and Alberta are committed to renewing the relationship and to working together.
But one event speaker in particular is sick of the subject.
At a certain point, there's not much to say. It's for, the proponents when they exist. And for Alberta and for Canada to address some of these questions, then we can respond to it.
BC's energy minister appeared alongside Alberta's energy minister. The former won't tell us if they discussed the pipeline, and the latter ducked all media questions. So Adrian Dix says his government is focused on other things, like the already in development Trans Mountain expansion.
We're very much involved with that because it's an actual project, and there's a proponent.
Danielle Smith told attendees she wants to try to address concerns that BC has with the pipeline and that she can maybe strike a financially appealing deal. But if that doesn't work...
The federal government has a number of levers that can be persuasive. Ultimately, they are the decision maker.
Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
A former federal Conservative cabinet minister and a lobbyist will help redraw electoral ridings in Alberta. The UCP picked Monty Solberg and Darwin Durney to help redo the work of a previous Electoral Boundaries Commission. Durney has shown previous support for mixing urban and rural ridings. The two NDP-appointed members are a U of A law professor and a former Okotoks councillor. The panel will create more ridings than the previous commission. The NDP has called it an attempt to gerrymander. Bars across Canada are getting ready to open extra early for the FIFA World Cup. Alberta is doing the same and then some. Alberta Gaming, Liquor and Cannabis is allowing businesses to start serving liquor at 6 a.m. any day of the week. AGLC says for about 15 years, it's allowed bars and restaurants to apply for a special event license. Those were mainly for things like the Olympics or FIFA World Cup. It also included licensing for festivals or golf tournaments. The Alberta Hospitality Association says allowing for an early start without having to go through an application process is a common sense move.
Licensees have proved that they can be responsible and serve alcohol, so this just takes away some of the red tape from the previous application processes, and then these businesses can focus on making a great experience for their guests, which is what they really want to be doing.
Hospitality Association and AGLC believe most places will only start still with last call stopping 1 hour before. A refugee family living in Edmonton is hoping their loss can help others. Their northeast home burned down 2 years ago, leaving them without legal documents and other important items. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more on the lessons they're now sharing.
I felt I lost everything again.
Naveed Hakimi is a refugee from Afghanistan. He left that country with nothing, and then his family lost everything again in a 2024 fire at their apartment complex in northeast Edmonton. 2 years later, He's using his story to help others.
I've been through this experience, so I'm so ready to help others not to go through what I went through. They need to be educated about safety plans, and because I do not want them what I lost, I do not want them to lose that.
He joined local landlords and firefighters for a special gathering to help educate other newcomers on fire safety and planning. Mohammed Ahmed came to Canada at the end of 2024.
I was learning about tenant insurance. I didn't know about that.
He says his family now understands fire procedures in Canada.
This is like a reminder to me of things that I know and I don't know. So it's good to come in such events and learn.
It's just kind of reinforcing things that they may already know. But, I think just as, any Edmontonian would need a reminder, hey, check your fire alarms, check your smoke alarms every year.
Catholic Social Services Director Sharon Yeo says this is the third year of the seminar. They focus on something new every year.
Unfortunately, there were a couple of pretty devastating fires that impacted a large number of our newcomers. And so because of that, our focus this year is on safety.
Hakimi hopes other newcomers won't have to repair their lives for a second time like he did.
And if that happens, you will be able to, take yourself at least out of those emotional consequences.
The former Hermitage home is still being rebuilt. Curtis Gudrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
For the second time this year, the Edmonton Riverboat got stuck. The owner says the boat ran into a sandbar near Accidental Beach during a mechanical test. He says the riverbed was changed by high river levels, so the sandbar was unexpected. Private service boats were called to pull the riverboat free. Earlier this year, a mechanical issue cut a Mother's Day cruise short. About 200 passengers on board were helped off by emergency crews. People in Edmonton with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder have a new place to turn to for help. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more on how the recovery house is impacting lives.
The Den of Willows has become a safe haven for Chance Goddard, a home where he can feel at peace after recovering from addiction.
It is a beautiful thing.
He's one of 5 people with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder who are now living here. Sage Fluetz is one of his roommates.
It's wonderful. It's amazing. It really is. It's home.
The recovery house is a place for people with FASD to find community and support. It's owned by the Bissell Centre and is the first residential property under its care.
We decided to cater it specifically to adults with FASD that are coming from treatment or living in recovery because we didn't see that anywhere else in the system.
The home has 24/7 on-site staff to help with life skills development, employment readiness, and more. Everything is tailored towards people with FASD.
It's not a visible disability or challenge, but it's definitely one that requires external support, and we've been really leaning into that as an organization.
People with FASD can experience a spectrum of physical and behavioral issues.
And it's not because you're angry. A lot of the times it's due to the fact that you're just overwhelmed by things that you can't personally understand.
Living with others with the same needs and experiences can improve their well-being.
It helps to regulate everything, both from schedule to anything that I end up needing help with.
I couldn't do it without the staff or the support of everybody here. It's making a difference in my life.
Goddard says he already feels positive about his future and wants to take what he's learned inside the Den of Willows.
Find some way to use all that to give back to those who are also going through these struggles.
Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
Members of Edmonton's Muslim community celebrated Eid al-Adha at the Alberta legislature today. Often called the Festival of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha marks the end of Hajj, the pilgrimage of millions of Muslims to Mecca. Celebrations often include prayer, family gatherings, and acts of charity. Leaders from several local Muslim organizations came together in prayer to celebrate. The holiday fell on May 27th, but organizers say it's never too late to celebrate. Coming up next, why a town in southern Alberta is forcing a billboard to be taken down. Also just ahead, reaction to a potential bill that could ban teenagers from using social media.
They're at a pivotal time in their life when they are forming rights and wrongs, and I just feel like it opens up Pandora's box.
Good evening, folks. It was a beautiful first half of the day. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures early this afternoon got up to 22, and then the showers rolled in. And we have more showers and scattered thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow and late Thursday, early Friday. We'll get into all those details. Take a look ahead to the weekend as well in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
CTV News can confirm that Ottawa is expected to join countries like Australia and France and ban social media for kids under 16. It's part of an online safety bill to be introduced as early as tomorrow. CTV's Judy Trin has the details of the new Digital Safety Act and how it will work.
2 to 5.
Yeah.
4. How many hours?
I've seen anywhere from like 3 to 6.
Every student on this grade 8 school field trip spends hours on their phone daily. Most give a social media ban for kids under 16 a failing mark.
It's like a way for them to communicate and like get friends other than like friends at school. If you post a video or something like that and people put comments, it can like boost your confidence.
If you do ban it, I feel like they definitely find much more unsafe ways to get around it. That would just be more harmful to the kids.
But the culture minister is expected to table a new digital safety bill on Wednesday.
We will take all reasonable measures to make sure kids are safe in this country. I think it's obvious why it's a priority. Kids are dying.
A federal digital regulator would be appointed to set safety standards. In addition to the age limit, social media companies would be required to remove child sexual abuse material and reduce exposure to content that encourages children to hurt themselves. But experts worry the bill could backfire.
Implementing a ban is enormously difficult. It costs a lot of resources, requires a lot on the enforcement front, etc.
There's concern that age verification could violate privacy and block student access to educational material. But this teacher supports a ban because she needs more tools to control social media use in the classroom and at home.
I just feel like kids need a little bit more guidance and restriction at this age. They're at a pivotal time in their life when they are forming rights and wrongs, and I just feel like it opens up Pandora's box.
The Liberals have been trying to introduce legislation to protect children from online harms for 7 years. They now have a majority, but there isn't enough time to pass the bill before Parliament rises for the summer. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
The Alberta government says it's monitoring the impending legislation and that it believes policies should focus on empowering parents and ensuring they have the tools needed to protect their children. Corblon's anti-coal mining petition appears to have met its goal. The singer says his Water Not Coal campaign surpassed the 178,000 signatures needed. CTV's Quinn Keenan tells us what the next steps are.
After months of canvassing, Water Not Coal appears to have accomplished their goal. Lund isn't sure how many signatures they've received, but says they have enough.
The eastern slopes of the Rockies is a very sensitive ecological area, but more importantly, it's an economic driver for agriculture because all of our water comes from there. And you know, Southern Alberta is in a 6-7 year drought.
The signatures will be delivered to Elections Alberta Wednesday to be verified. Over 3,000 people signed up to be a canvasser for the petition. Lund believes Albertans would support a coal ban if the question made it to a referendum.
We've seen poll after poll that says 70 to 80% of Albertans are against these kind of mines, so I would assume it would go that way.
The next stage of the process will begin once signatures are verified. Assuming all goes smoothly, the legislature would then need to consider a law banning new coal projects on the eastern slopes or put it to a referendum. The province is taking things slow, with the Ministry of Justice saying, "We'll wait to see this process play out and for the final signature count from Elections Alberta once the signature verification period ends." The Coal Association of Canada maintains new coal projects would have to meet strict standards to protect nearby water sources. Industry Vice President Rena Blacklaw said in a statement, decisions about major industrial development should continue to be guided by science, independent regulators, and evidence-based review processes. Northback is currently attempting to revive a formerly rejected coal mine at Grassy Mountain, just north of Blairmore. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Lethbridge.
The process of verifying and counting signatures will begin Thursday. Elections Alberta will then have 21 days to verify the results. A pro-separation billboard in the town of Taber has been ordered to be removed. The electronic sign has a display saying, "Send Ottawa a message, choose Alberta." The billboard is private on town land. The person behind it told him there have been complaints. The town says the sign is privately owned and operated on leased town property.
Programming brought to you by the music of Harry Potter with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Welcome back. Pretty close to average today. 22 for a daytime high, 8 morning low. It'll be a little milder than that tomorrow morning. A little cooler tomorrow afternoon, about 18 for a daytime high. You get some scattered showers still kind of kicking around. Looks like things get a little more organized here further to the west and the south overnight into early tomorrow morning. But you can see hit and miss showers potentially almost at any point through the course of the day tomorrow. This is not a system that's going to roll in from the west, drop rain, and then move off to the east. This is going to be pop-up showers and occasionally some thunderstorms off and on through the course of the day tomorrow. I do think it kind of dries up a little bit for Thursday morning, so mostly cloudy Thursday morning, and then from Edmonton off to the west and to the south. Pretty good chance for some showers and thunderstorms late in the day Thursday. And for us here in Edmonton and surrounding areas, it actually looks like that chance of showers and thunderstorms carries right through Thursday night into early Friday morning. Then things start to dry up. 10 in Fort McMurray as well as Grand Prairie tomorrow morning. 9 for Red Deer. We'll start the day at about 12 degrees. Look at Fort McMurray, 13 for the high tomorrow. 18s, Cold Lake, Clackabish, Grand Prairie. You get some scattered showers and thunderstorms across parts of north and north central Alberta. Lloydminster, some showers, 18 degrees. 16s in Red Deer and Jasper. Here in Edmonton, we'll get to about 18 or 19 tomorrow and Thursday. Gusty wind tomorrow. By late morning, 30 to 40 kilometer per hour gusts. A good chance of some scattered showers, thunderstorms tomorrow. Another good chance there late Thursday, early Friday. And then I think by Friday afternoon, we're on the cool side at just 16 degrees. But should see some sunny breaks late Friday and mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies for the weekend. Temperatures in the low 20s and climbing into the mid 20s for at least a day or two early next week. That is your forecast.
An American food chain will be using Alberta beef for its specialty burger created for the Calgary Stampede. Shake Shack says its Cowtown burger features 100% Alberta beef, topped with crispy cheese curds, pickles, and a smoky barbecue sauce. The American fast food chain opened its first location in the province last month. The Calgary Food Bank said goodbye to one special volunteer today who has given more than 4 decades of service. Terry Dietz was even featured on CTV News before for his work at the organization. Now he's handing over the reins and enjoying retirement. CTV's Tyson Fedor reports.
In 1997, Terry Dietz could be seen here preparing for a food drive as he spent 4 days a week at the Calgary Food Bank volunteering his time.
I like to see a nice meal on the table for these families.
Nearly 30 years later, the honorary mayor of the food bank is saying goodbye, retiring from a job he has held for 42 years.
Started out in an old Safeway store right behind City Hall.
That's where the food bank first began operations. Staff held a retirement party for Dietz, reminiscing about everything he brought to all the staff over his time.
He worked hard, he got the job done, and he actually wasn't afraid of kind of kicking other people in the butt to make sure they were working hard too.
Dietz, who was in his late 60s, says he first saw an advertisement for volunteers with the organization in the paper. He made a call, sat down for an interview, and would never look back.
Keep myself busy because I just don't want to be sitting around at home.
The food bank says it's volunteers like Dietz that help the operation continue running, with 60% of its staff being volunteers.
When we're serving almost 1,000 households a day, that number would almost be cut in half if we didn't have the support of the volunteer community here doing the work that they're doing.
As for his colleagues, they are going to miss him.
Terry was always in a good mood on the line. I worked in distribution and Terry joined us on the line. and he was always positive and upbeat and always had a joke to crack.
Stuff like this is kind of like a big family to me.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, Terry is saying goodbye to the food bank, and we're saying goodbye to you for the night. And that's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good rest of your night.